A quiet crisis is unfolding in the heart of South Korea, where modern skyscrapers meet ancient palaces. South Korea, famous for its rapid growth and tech advancements, faces a serious problem that could change its future. This is the story of This is why South Korea is dying out.
Now to some concerning news for South Korea with the announcement of the country's lowest ever fertility rate. Fertility rate for South Korea was 0.76 in the first quarter of this year.
It all begins with a striking fact. South Korea's birth rate is the lowest in the world at 0.8 children per woman. To keep population stable, a country needs a birth rate of 2.1. South Korea last had this rate in 1983. The reasons for this drop are many and deeply rooted in the country's society and economy. In South Korea, education is both a gift and a curse. After the Korean War, the country rebuilt itself by focusing heavily on education. But this has come with a high cost. Parents, eager to give their children the best education, often spend half of their income on school fees and tutoring. This financial strain makes many couples reluctant to have more than one child, if any. The pressure to succeed in school is immense, leading to high stress levels among students. This intense focus on education, while contributing to economic growth, has also discouraged young couples from having larger families due to the high costs and stress associated with raising children. The tough job market adds to the problem. Young people in South Korea face intense competition for secure jobs. Even those who land good jobs often have to leave by their mid-50s and join the unstable self-employment market. This job insecurity makes it hard for young people to plan for families, leading many to delay marriage and having children. The high cost of living, especially in cities like Seoul, also contributes to the reluctance to have children. Housing prices are soaring, and the cost of living is high, making it difficult for young families to afford a comfortable life.
House, now I'm with an Airbnb. I'm spending like 5,000 for 1 month.
Gender inequality also plays a big role in the population decline. South Korea has the highest gender pay gap among developed countries. Women are often expected to handle most of the childcare and household chores. Many women, therefore, choose to delay or avoid marriage and motherhood to focus on their careers.
직장을 그만두는 여성들이 정말 많다? 아이 때문에?
This results in fewer births as women prioritize their professional lives.
메인 아나운서들도 애를 낳으러 갈 때 직업을 포기하고 가는구나. 그리고 다시 돌아오지 않거든요.
The societal expectation for women to be primary caregivers, coupled with the lack of support for working mothers, exacerbates the problem. Many women face career setbacks after childbirth, discouraging them from starting families in the first place. The government has tried to fix these issues. Over the years, it has spent huge amounts of money on programs to encourage people to have more children. These include paid maternity leave, childcare subsidies, and financial incentives for families. Despite these efforts, the birth rate keeps falling, showing that deeper societal changes are needed. The government has also introduced policies aimed at improving work-life balance, such as promoting flexible working hours and encouraging men to take paternity leave.
The country is struggling with a low fertility rate despite more budget to tackle the demographic crisis.
Also, government has tried to play matchmaker, organizing huge dating events in hopes of sparking relationships that lead to marriage and ultimately children.
Local governments have their own measures to encourage young people to find love and get married.
They've also boosted financial support for new parents, hoping cash incentives might encourage bigger families. However, these measures have not been enough to reverse the declining birth rate. To make matters worse, a new movement among the youth is redefining societal norms. The younger generation is questioning traditional norms around marriage and family. Movements like the 4B, no dating, no intimate relationships, no marriage, and no childbirth, show a growing rejection of traditional family structures and societal expectations. Young people are increasingly prioritizing personal freedom and career aspirations over family life. This shift in values is partly driven by the economic pressures and societal expectations that make starting a family seem like an overwhelming burden. Additionally, there is a growing acceptance of alternative lifestyles and non-traditional family structures, further contributing to the decline in birth rates. While fewer children are being born, South Korea's population is rapidly aging. By 2036, senior citizens will make up 30% of the population, and by 2051, this figure will rise to 40%. This shift puts a lot of pressure on the working-age population in the country's pension system, threatening economic stability. The aging population also leads to a higher dependency ratio, meaning there are fewer working-age people to support the elderly. This increases the financial burden on the younger generation and the government. The rising costs of healthcare and pensions for the aging population further strain the country's resources. The population decline has many effects. Economically, a smaller workforce means slower growth and more financial strain on the state. National security is also at risk, as there will be fewer young men for military service. The shrinking workforce affects various sectors of the economy, leading to reduced productivity and slower economic growth. The government faces the challenge of balancing the increasing costs of social welfare programs with the declining tax base. Additionally, the decreasing number of young people available for military service poses a significant risk to national security, as South Korea relies on conscription to maintain its armed forces. What can South Korea do? Some experts suggest creating a more family-friendly work environment and easing immigration policies. However, the societal mindset needs to change significantly to embrace these solutions. Policies that support work-life balance, such as flexible working hours and better childcare facilities, could help encourage young people to start families. Additionally, promoting gender equality in the workplace and at home can help alleviate the burden on women and encourage more births. Immigration could also be a solution, but accepting and integrating newcomers into society requires a cultural shift. However, population decline is becoming a global trend that is gripping many advanced nations across the world. Take Japan, for instance, where the fertility rate hovers around 1.26. Like South Korea, it faces similar challenges. Aging populations and shrinking workforces are becoming common scenes across East Asia. Meanwhile, in the United States, the birth rate has dipped to 1.6, echoing a global trend that sees populations aging faster than ever before. The reasons behind these declining numbers are tangled in economic, social, and cultural threads. As nations grew richer and urbanized, family sizes shrunk. The shift towards smaller families is influenced by a mix of improved living standards, career priorities, and societal changes that often place other aspirations above raising children. Other nations are exploring similar strategies, from offering substantial childcare subsidies and generous parental leave to providing incentives for housing to young families. These efforts reflect a shared, global urgency to rekindle the desire for family life among younger generations, in hopes of securing not just the demographic balance, but also the economic and social stability of the future. South Korea's population decline is a complex issue with deep roots in its culture, economy, and social structures. It is a quiet crisis that, if not addressed, could reshape the country's future in significant ways. South Korea stands at crossroads, needing innovative solutions and societal changes to navigate this challenging landscape. For South Koreans, the big question remains: can they adapt and transform their society to sustain their future, or will they continue to see their population shrink, leaving behind an aging and declining nation? As this story unfolds, the world watches, hoping for a positive change in one of Asia's most dynamic countries. What are your thoughts about it? Can South Korea change enough to keep up with the future, or will it keep losing people and just get older? Let us know in the comments section. For more such videos and hot topics, stay tuned to our channel and don't forget